It's Friday afternoon and we have some really nasty rains that are supposed to be coming through tonight. We're supposed to be getting some rain around 7 p.m., but probably not too much. And then between 3 and 6 a.m., we're supposed to get some really nasty storms. So I'm going to make sure that my greenhouse is nice and secure, and I'm going to go ahead and get the chickens put away. And they've actually been pretty easy. And I let Justice go out and take her last walk. I'm Kathleen Pate, and this is my Alabama farm life, and this is spring. Good morning. It is the morning after the storm, and I wanted everybody to know that we are okay. Everything seems to be fine. No damage, no tree limbs down. I don't see any trees down. We got through last night with no problems at all. It was a lot of rain, thunder, lightning, and a little bit of wind. The greenhouse was one of my biggest concerns, but it looks great. Everything inside is fine. For those new to my channel, you may not know that I spent 26 years as a public safety telecommunications officer in Florida. I have a lot of experience with bad weather, including hurricanes, Florida-sized tornadoes, and just bad weather in general. I remember a time when I used to get really excited about storms. I have to admit that at one time I was an adrenaline junkie, but now those days are over. I'm on the farm, but I use my experience in public safety and emergency management to try to make sure that everything here on the farm is secure and ready to go, and we are prepared if anything happens. We can prepare as much as we like when storms are coming, but one of the things that I like to credit for the calmness that I have developed over the last couple of years is the fact that I have faith that God has a plan, and that no matter what happens, that there is a lesson to be learned. It doesn't mean that we shouldn't be prepared or that we shouldn't be cautious and that we shouldn't take measures to make sure that we stay safe. I believe that God has a plan, but I also need to make sure that I have done everything possible to make sure that I am safe and that my family is safe. I also believe that I have a guardian angel that watches over me and my family. Some of you may not know, but my husband died a little over a year ago on April 8th. And it's been a little rough, but I want everybody to know that I am okay and I'm doing really well. but I want to go ahead and share the dream that I had last night. I dreamed about my late husband, which is something that I don't do very often, but last night I had a dream. My late husband was a police officer, and while he was still working, they did what they called off-duty details, where they were armed guards. Last night I dreamed that my husband was working one of those armed guard details, and I was there with him in this room. He was sitting at a desk. It had nothing on it. The room was very plain. There was no pictures, just white walls. It was empty, and there was nobody around. It was just me and him, and I don't recall us having any conversations. We were just there together. During the night, I woke up frequently to the lightning and the thunder and the heavy rains, but I would roll over and go back to sleep. And each time I did that, I would go back to the room where my husband was sitting, where he was on guard. One of the last things I remember about the dream is that I was no longer there, but I was in my car going back to where he was. But he passed me in his car. I went to go roll down my window, but he just drove right past me, never stopped, never looked at me. I recall being a little hurt, but that was also about the same time I started waking up out of the dream. As I was waking up, all I could think of was the fact that it was still raining outside, but the worst of the storm was over, that he had done his job, and it was time for him to go. Logically, I know that this is just a dream, just a product of my imagination. But what if it's not? What if he really is there, protecting over me and Eleanor and my children and everyone that he loved? And what if he's doing what he always loved, and that was taking care of the ones he loved best? All I can say is that I slept better that night, even though I frequently woke up to thunder and lightning. I felt safe and secure, and you know what? That's all that matters. I'm going to go ahead and make this really short this morning, just to let everybody know that I'm okay, Eleanor's okay, the farm is okay. I want everybody to know that I have found a place of peace and joy in the middle of a year of stormy weather, and that I'm happy here, and I don't plan on going anywhere anytime soon. So you guys, thanks for joining me, and you have a great day.